Nice.
So
Sway a little bit and then through.
let me just put that link into the chat, and then we can talk about what we're doing here. Okay. Put it on general as well. Now we're good to go.
Okay. So you join us here for Division 2 of the League of Europe here. First round at Melbourne at Albert Park. So we have a grid of 15 drivers to tackle this circuit with what is, in my opinion, the most competitive division in LoE. I think it's just a ridiculously close. Everyone's so even in terms of pace, and I can't wait to get it underway.
Yes, indeed. We've kind of came here a bit late, and we're sorry about that.
Sorry.
This should never happen again. It wasn't on purpose, of course. All of us want to see every second of the first race of Division 2. Because as Tam said, Division 2 is definitely the best division of LoE. I'm saying this just because, you know, we missed the majority of qualifying, so.
Yeah, and by the way, we're not biased in saying that that this is the best division because neither of us race in it. So there you go.
Exactly. And we don't even have relatives racing in here.
Yeah.
None whatsoever. Especially not me. But yeah.
So
As I'm just
anyway,
looking at Coco going into the pits. He is in first, 120.4. Just a little bit in front of YHYY.
I think you must be very proud of your compatriot there for putting it on provisional pole position for the moment in this session. Got a couple of cars heading out onto the track there. I believe Caesar is on the lap there, the Williams driver. A guy that I would say has had the pace and is very quick for sure, but it's just a case of bring it all together. Maybe may actually be on an in lap now, seems to be going at it quite nicely. So here he goes now going into the second sector there. Turn 6 and 7 I believe there. Now sweeping around through this very short middle sector there, going now into turn 9 there. Brake, makes it hard on the brakes, and in the third gear there, use the outside curb, propel him along there, opens up the throttle. He's running very low on his ERS, so he may have invalidated the lap just before, but doesn't matter, he's going to charge down now. Down into this very difficult chicane, the one that caught me out during the race in D1.
Looks to be invalidated, to be honest.
Yeah, did cut it quite heavily indeed.
Old School just came out of the pits. He's preparing for his fast lap. Evolution will go at it, just crossing the start-finish line and starting his lap right now. I think Bastos as well. Bastos is on a lap. Just the final corner. Crossing the line and going up to P8 with a 121.0. Going back to Evolution. Let's see what he can do.
Just see how tight the field is there. The top 11 separated by more or less a second. Oh, it's Evolution. My screen just drove into the wall there going for a second. I'm not sure what happened to him, but one person that I'm going to be looking out for is Mr. RJW, because I know in practice this guy was absolutely lightning. He was probably quicker than most of the D1 group, but he won very wide at turn 1, and I'm not sure if he's invalidated. He might not be able to get round for another lap there, so I'm looking to see who's on a flying lap. Old School on a lap, so this will probably be quite a terrible lap because he's a terrible driver and yet missed the apex there. What are you doing, son?
Well, jokes aside, I think Mark is really hoping to catch up to Coco this season, and
that rivalry that we're all looking forward to seeing. But currently, he's got a bit of work to do with his rival Coco. He's currently sitting on top of a 20.4, good lap from the Romanian now. As
looking good. Also looking good.
chucks it in. Yeah, very good, clean chicane there as he comes up down into the final section of the track. Keeps it in 7th gear now as he down shifts into 4th round. He's flying a few corners, turn 14 there, very tricky. Try not to run too wide, use as much of the track as he can. He's already derating, but it won't affect him too much. It's just a short last line out of the final corner, a little left on the entry. Flat out, runs up to the curb, but he's just about managed to. Oh, he's backed off there. He might have run out of fuel. Not sure.
Yeah, I think he might have actually run out of fuel. As Armitrix retires, YYY retires as well. And
RJW said he hits the fastest lap on super soft tyres. That is very, very impressive from the Scottish Brummie, whatever you want to say. Now, got Coco now, exiting the chicane now. He's got an overtake mode going down towards Bree. He pops up into P4, solid lap from him. That's Coco now. Tries to get as much speed out of this Ferrari as he can. He runs wide, going down Ed to the final 2 corners there. Looks up Ed to the apex, runs a bit onto the curb there. He's going to compromise him a little bit now. Out of the final corner. Can he get beat that time with RGW? It will be crucial because he's on the faster tyre than him. Can he improve? He doesn't. He stays.
He does not.
P2. And the last one, this person to set time looks to be F1 Racer now, as he goes around the final corner. He's currently sat in P8 now, exiting there, goes hard on the throttle, up to the line now, derates. What's the time going to be? It's a 20.2, he goes up into P2, I believe.
Yes, he does.
Sorry, he must have been validated. He invalidated it, I think, because he's still in P8, unfortunately, for him, but he did do a 20.2. So, we have our grid then for this race, and I think RJW has really set down a marker with that time on a slower tyre than the rest of the field. I think he's going to take some beating.
He is looking really good. He is the man to beat for this race, and I'm just going to say right now that he is the favourite to win the Australian Grand Prix as of now, because we've seen in both Division 1 and Division 2 a lot of things can happen, and you could never be sure of who will win one of these races. But anyways, YHYY in 3rd with Bree close behind in 4th. It's a good result from Bree, a really good result.
Yeah, fair play. Considering that he was in D3 at first, but got promoted as did Evolution, I believe, as well, who was initially placed in D3. But anyway, we've got this grid lined up. Both D1 and D3 had incidents at turn 1, so hopefully we see a cleaner start from these guys. And I'm going to ask you, Robert, who do you think is going to take this win?
Well, I'm going to go for RJ. I know that he tends to bottle it sometimes, but I think this is his day. This is the first race of League of Europe, and I think he'll manage to pull it off.
Well, I do agree with you on that, but I think it's boring just for both of us to pick the same person. So I'm going to say YHYY is going to take out this race win. I rate his pace very highly. I think he was a guy that arguably could have been in D1. He is extremely quick, and hopefully we'll be able to deliver that. But yeah, so he lines up in P3 with his teammate alongside, and then the 2 Haas drivers on the 3rd row of the grid. So they begin on the formation lap there. This grid of incredibly competitive drivers. Let's see how they do.
YHYY is a really good shout for the win, since he really knows how to pull off a great strategy. He knows how to manage his tires. I mean, it's not that important to know how to manage tires right now after the new update, but regardless, he's really good in terms of race pace, and if Coco doesn't manage to hold him back, I think he'll definitely overtake RJ in the first couple of laps. We'll have to see what this race brings us. It looks a bit cloudy outside. We're not sure if there's gonna be rain. People could tell us in the chat.
Yeah, that's going to be something very interesting. I think one person to watch would be Coco off the line, because he does have that 1 compound softer of tyres than RJ, which means he's going to have more grip coming off of the start line. So he could be a factor in the opening few laps. I know RJ probably is quite confident going into this race, having qualified fastest on the super soft tyres. But it's going to be interesting. It's going to be good to see. Coco, is he going to be able to challenge? Could we see some instance in the background there as like some Jaco and Tin Can in the top 10 starting on the supers? We've got guys outside the top 10 starting on the softs as well. A mix of tyre choice, a mix of strategy as they line up on the grid for the Australian Grand Prix.
The people that chose the softs, those are the ones to watch as of right now, I would say.
Yeah.
Because we know Bastos loves doing that sort of reverse strategy, and he usually manages to pull it off. And I think he has a chance of potentially finishing top 5 in this race. Right. Here we go. The Australian Grand Prix, Division 2. Away we go. It's a good start from RJ. Coco, though, on the softer tire, manages to get it in front. He is in the lead of this race right now. Ooh, people going on the grass.
Yeah, going on the grass was Tin Can, losing places there. Big dive over Bastos, he's hit Caesar. Big Carnage down at turn 3 there. Wave able to take advantage of that, drives past numerous cars there as they round themselves around immediately. We've got RJ now pressuring Coco there. Can the Ferrari driver maintain the lead? The man who was initially put D1 as well, but yeah, Bastos just outbraking himself going into turn 3 and causing damage there for several cars. I think we could be seeing some cars going into the pits there as F1 Racer, and just about manages to fend off Old School going into turn 9. Coco still leads them out there with RJ close behind. RJ still and with White Worldwide holding on to it. He runs onto the gravel going out of the chicane, and that's going to put Bree on his inside. The two teammates go into battle.
RJ trying to move on the outside, backs off.
Oh, VSC.
Yeah, VSC.
Sorry to interrupt, but there is a virtual safety car in the early stages of this race. So is anyone
Sarja is out of the race.
Unfortunate for him there. I'm interested to see, is anyone going to go
YY is going into the pits.
Actually, YY comes in there. Who else? We have
Wave and Bastos
Army
and
as well.
Armitrix. These are the guys that enter the pits. I think Wave might have damage, since he lost a lot of positions, and he does indeed have damage as he is changing his front wing. Bastos as well.
Yeah, it looks like everyone did come in for wing fixes though, as they begin to prepare now as the green flag is out, and RGW immediately pressuring Coco off the restart there. The Ferrari goes defensive to the Red Bull to the outside. Can he get the switch back? It's a good exit. Coco runs wide, and that's a very smart piece of driving there from RJ, but he's not done with yet. Is Coco. He's going to try and come back on the inside potentially. Has a little look, but goes all over that curve. That's going to compromise as well. You can see very close here between the top 5. They're all running in formation, just a couple of tenths apart there. Brie looks very threatening to Coco there. These two guys that were in Division 3 last season, they're showing themselves out.
And Coco is out.
Coco was into the wall.
Coco is out of the race. F1 Racer hits the wall as well.
He collects F1 Racer. I'm not sure if the incidents were related. They're going 3 wide there. For
it didn't look like Coco had anything to do with that incident. I think F1 Racer was just fighting with Tin Can.
And just dropped it on his own, but that promotes Bree up into P2, Jaco P3 on super soft tyres, so he is looking very strong as a McLaren driver, but he's under pressure from Mali Kick going down through turn 1. Caesar sits the fast lap of the race after a bit of an incident at turn 1. He's now recovered up into P5. He does run a bit wide though. It's F1 Racer having narrowly avoided taking off his wheel by going into the wall, he goes into the pits.
Yeah, that looked really, really lucky for F1 Racer. Could have ended the way Coco's race ended. That was a bit of luck came into play for him, and he can continue this race because, as most of us probably know, 12 people will get points in LoE, so you have everything to fight for.
Yeah, points down to 12th position there in this new league there, and only 13 cars still running. So yeah, a real opportunity for everyone to score some solid points here. As I'm watching Jaco, they're hassling the back of Bree. Tin Can also have a look running outside of the Toro Rosso of Old School. He just about manages to keep it on the track.
Bit of
They're going side
contact.
by side in a 14, and they just about keep it clean there. Tin Can puts gets
Tin Can gets in
squeezed there
front,
by the Toro Rosso. He gets through on the inside.
and we'll
So
have the
good move.
DRS
Oh,
on the
hits
grass.
the wall. Goes the Red Bull, and that's going to let Old School an easy move on the inside now. Is Evolution going to try and make it three-way going in a turn one this Minnesota 2017 in real life there? And Evolution has made the double move there, manages to force his way past the Toro Rosso. Great move.
What a move by Evolution. I didn't even see him coming towards these guys. As Jaco
Is able.
is right on the back of Bree. The gap is basically the same. Bree, however, on the softer compound, on the ultra softs. RJ
Those
is
Ultrasoft tires,
leading
Ultrasoft
the race.
tires last about 7 laps before they start really going off. So Bree should still be good, especially with that
Ooh, and
BSC.
Jaco
As
messes
Jaco
it
gets a
up.
massive slide on, and he just about manages to avoid
Loses.
major damage, but he
This is a bit of his front wing.
Yeah, he does lose a bit of his front wing indeed. So, that chicane claims yet another victim. It claimed many victims in both the D1 and D3 races. So,
Yeah, the two
such
of
a
us
difficult corner.
are part of that category of people.
Yeah, why do you have to bring that up, man?
I mean, you know, we have to tell the chat and everybody who's watching they have to be careful.
Anyway, now Tin Can still hassling the back of Old School. These guys have been running nose to tail for the opening part of this race. There's a good exit off the first corner from Old School though. He is going to be able to hold station ahead of the Red Bull there. Jaco behind both of them. He's actually staying out. So he said he did get minor wing damage, but it must not have been enough for him to go into the pits. So he is going to brave it out there. Just about managed to try and recover from that spin. But RJ still leads there. Bree looks like he's starting to struggle a little bit there. That gap is going out and out and out. And he could have pressure from the Haasman and P3 of Malin.
Tin Can seems to lock up a lot. That will not be good on his tires. We'll see how much these super softs will last him in the fight with Old School, who is running on the ultra softs. As Tin Can picks up a warning for corner cutting. There's nothing else really going on as of right now. The battle between Tin Can and Old School is the only one on track. Old School
Tin Can looks very
slides a bit.
He did get
Has
a
the
good
DRS.
run though. Whether he goes to the inside, going down towards turn one there, the Toro also in Red Bull, parallel down in the turn one. Looks like Tin Can's going to have to move down, or is he? Old School can't quite hang it around the outside. Tin Can runs a bit wide on exit, but the double DRS is going to help him out. He gets DRS and should be able to hold on pretty comfortably.
Another lockup by Tin Can. I don't think Old School will manage to get his position back. I think this was it. I think he should try to back off, manage his tires, and he'll see what he can do after he pits.
Yeah, for the guys on Ultras, I would pit around about lap 7, lap 8 is a pretty good time to pit. So, when you got in a situation like Bree is, where you're struggling and dropping back from RJ in the lead, he could try and pit in early for the softs and try and undercut the Red Bull to maybe have a outside chance of taking the race win.
Or Bree could try an alternative strategy, try to manage the ultra softs and finish on the super softs. That is possible.
That would. It's very difficult though.
It is difficult. It is risky. And Wave Intel
Ooh,
just retired.
I believe, if I'm not mistaken, that was the chicane claiming yet another victim. I'm watching F1 racer there as he flies the force. Yeah,
oh!
you can see. Oh! What a save by the Force India man! Just able to keep that one out of the wall and almost hitting.
I think F1 racers just wanted to show Wave's car from up close. He knows that we were watching him, so thank you for that. What a save, though.
But yeah,
Armitrix
so many issues.
overtakes Bastos. I think. Yeah, it was on track. I thought Bastos was coming out of the pits. Overtook in the first corner. Armitrix up to 10th. F1 racer gets a 3-second time penalty. I think we'll see a lot of those.
He has had a very incident-packed race so far, but as he's running in P12, he will actually, no matter what happens between now and the end of the race, he will actually pick up points there because of the scoring system. But anyway, as we got, oh no, as I say that, he goes into the wall. I don't think that was at the chicane either. I think that was.
It was in sector 1. That's what the game showed. Just looking at RJ's point of view.
Oh dear. So, another retirement in this race. F1 racer has had, well, he's came close to retiring several occasions, so unfortunate for him, but I guess you could say it was coming. Anyway, we still got Bree running out. Oh, Bree has made a mistake because he's lost out to Mali there. He ran wide, I believe, going through turn 4. He's now got Caesar on the back. Caesar is in a really good position there. He's about 9 seconds off the lead, but he's on the soft tyres. Now, obviously, as these guys' tyres are going to go off, he's looking more and more impressive than Caesar. He could be a factor in the later stages of this race.
Didn't Caesar start outside the top 10? I think he was.
I think he did.
13.
Yeah.
So that's a good run from Caesar.
Yeah, he started in P12, so he has managed to work his way up very nicely. Obviously, take advantage of instants all around him, but he's now in a great position there. I think he could get at least P2 in this race. He has a little look down the inside of Bree, but he doesn't commit to it there. Just has a just shows his nose on to the inside line. These Ultrasoft runners are staying out quite a long time there. Personally, longer than I would, as watching Mali now. Does he dive into the pits? Yes, he does, and Bree follows him. So it looks like there's Ultrasoft going off. And what
he's going up to second place.
So what this does for Caesar now is that he has been released. He's now got clean air. He's just under 9 seconds behind the leading Red Bull of RGW. Now let's see if he's able to maintain that gap up until the pit stops. And obviously at the end of the race, he is going to be really, really quick. He'll be able to pit onto super softs or ultra softs potentially. So yeah, he'll be one to watch at the end of the race. So watching Mali now exiting the pit lane. Looks like he's going to have clean air with Bree on the back of the Sauber. Exits just behind the Haas there. As behind him we've got Army. His way through. Jaco is also coming to the pits for a set of those soft tyres. After that spin early on, he's going to look to go to the end of the race, as Caesar has managed to pull a few tenths back on RGW in the battle for the lead of this race. RG still comfortably out in front, but it can all change.
Mali and Bree came behind YHYY, who still has a real chance at the podium. Just behind, 8 seconds behind Old School. Old School seems to struggle on the Ultra Softs. Seems to be going really slow. He might just be cautious, to be honest.
YHYY, if he's able to make those tyres last, he could be in a great position to get a really good result here. If he's just able to manage those. It's the same strategy that I tried in the D1 race, and it doesn't look. There's not. It can't really find out if it would have worked or not because obviously I crashed out by myself. But
Well, I guess
yeah,
we can
if you
find
can
out
just
if
make those.
YHYY does it.
Yeah, so how far is he behind RJ? It's about 25 seconds back, so I don't think he'll be able to threaten RJ, but he is driving an excellent race at this stage. So YHYY on the recovery after pitting on lap 1, can he take those tyres to the end of the race? He's got about a 7-second gap to Mali behind him. Now if Bree can put pressure on the Haas man, I think we could be seeing a great result for YHYY.
Old School, both Old School and Evolution came into the pits. Evolution came out in 7th, Old School is just behind Bastos uh, in 10th, with J. Cole behind him. The gaps between all the runners are getting quite big. There's no battle on track right now. RJ
Yeah.
is building himself a real nice lead, 10 seconds in front of Caesar. How long do you think?
10 can.
How long do you think RJ will stay out on the super softs?
Yeah, I'm thinking he'll probably go a few more laps, not too much more. Caesar picks up a penalty, now that could be important. He is a guy that's on for a really good result here if he's able to keep the car on the island, but that's not going to help his racer. Tin Can, who came in at the end of lap 10 for a set of soft tyres. It's the second time he's been in the pits in this race. He's gonna come out quite close to Evolution actually. The Haas driver going down the main straight. He's gonna be just behind coming out to turn 1, but he'll get a good exit and good momentum now to carry through on the run down towards turn 3. Bit of a squeeze there from the Red Bull, but they're still gonna run parallel, going down onto the brakes there. Who's gonna come out on top there? Tin Can with a line, and he's just about able to hold on there. Gets a bit of a slide on, but he is able to manage to fend off the charging Haas behind him. As we've got Army as well closing in on these guys. He has got older tyres though, so it's going to be difficult for him to sustain that charge. And Evolution still hassling Tin Can. He looks up to the outside, going down into turn 9, and the Red Bull defensive down the inside goes Evolution, but the door is slammed shut by the Red Bull, who gets a bit of oversteer, but he's able to hold on. As further up the road here, we've got Mali on the inside of Bree, just about able to hold the place there. The Sauber still tucked in behind, and these guys, by battling, they're losing time to cars around them.
This battle is just is benefiting Army, as he is getting closer to the back of Evolution. Bree really closing in on Mali. He will have the DRS on the start finish straight. Mali seems to be running really low wing, as he is. He is still in front of Bree. Mali picks up a 3-second time penalty, however, which Bree does not. J. Cole sets the fastest lap on the softs. Old School closing into his former teammate, one of his former teammates in PRL, Bastos.
Bastos on old Supersofts, they're 10 laps old, so he is going to be starting to struggle, I believe. But Evolution now having a bit of an urgent look there at Tin Can. These guys have been going at it for the last lap and a half, and there's been no move as RJ comes into the pits from the lead. He's very cautious on the pit lane entry, and he was losing a bit of time to Caesar at the end of that stint. I think he timed his pit stop very nicely, so he is going to exit the pits and probably slot himself nicely into second place. And imagine Evolution still on the back of the Red Bull, and the Red Bull out in front, exiting the pits now. He looks like he's going to be ahead of YHYY by a decent margin. So that that Sauber driver exits, probably disappointed that he's not been able to jump RJ in the pit stops, but he is still on for a good result if he can make those tyres last. RJ now has got to focus on trying to close down that gap to Caesar out in front.
Will YHYY try to overtake RJ, or will he take care of the tires and go to the end? Because he is on 11th lap old. soft tires, it's gonna be difficult for him to finish the
Yeah,
stint unless he slows down and just takes care of them.
obviously RJ has cold tires right now, so IH has been able to close in a little bit. But once the tires on the Red Bull get up to temperature, I think they will really struggle to hang on to it. But the DRS can help him out. But obviously his objective should be to make these tires last. I think. You know, he's just got to take it easy and make sure that he's got enough left in those tires at the end of the race. And just hope that RJ makes a mistake, really, because that's basically what everyone's hoping for. Everyone else is hoping in this race right now. RJ looks pretty comfortable, I'd say. He has got just about under 13 seconds to Caesar, who is running very solidly still. Williams will probably pitting in the next few laps, potentially for a set of super softs. He is going to be quick, but I don't think he'll do enough to win the race.
I think Caesar will go for the ultra soft for the end. It just makes sense for him to choose the softest compound and try to catch up to RJ. I think Caesar, if he manages to hold this gap, this 12-second gap until he pits and goes on the ultra soft for the end, he might have a chance at winning this race.
I can't see him holding the 12-second gap, to be honest. There with RJ with 12 lap pressure tires, it's going to be a mammoth task for Caesar. I know he's got pace, but you know you can't really do much when you've got that much of a tire deficit. The gap's already come down by half a second, as I've been saying that. Anyway, Mali's still way off Bree, but these guys squabbling away. So like, oh, as Bree goes into the wall, and he's straight out of the race. Yet another crash there. Army almost runs into him. Army doing the exact thing that F1 Racer did earlier on in the race. I can't believe it. Yet another crash at the chicane.
As YY goes into the pits.
VSC.
This VSC.
Virtual safety. That is. Oh,
really
Caesar
good
must have.
For YY.
Oh, I feel really bad for Caesar because he just about missed his chance to go into the pits there. If he came in there, he might have had a chance of winning this race. But now, obviously, that chance has been greatly limited. YY exits the pit there on fresh super softs in P7. But watch this man fly. He is going to have a big pace advantage over the cars ahead of him. And I for one, am very excited to see him charge through.
Old School was lost some time to J. Cole, and he will be under the pressure of the McLaren in the next couple of laps. Tin Can is up to 4th again and getting closer to Mali.
Mali managing to fend off the pressure from Tin Can. Of course, he fended off Bree for a long time in his second stint, but Tin Can does look quick as he closes in on the Haas driver. They're both taking a lot of curb coming out of the chicane. Looks like the Red Bull's going to have a good run to the inside. Goes Mali, he's going to go hard. Defensive running outside goes Tin Can. They give each other enough respect, but Tin Can oversteers into the Haas driver and just went on his.
I think he might have damaged his front wing.
Well, we'll see. Does he pit? Does he not? The Red Bull man stays out. Looks like he might have just about got away with that. But yeah, Mali left him enough space, but the Red Bull just got oversteer off the outside curve, and there was nothing either of them could have done about that once that oversteer occurred. Caesar just under 11 seconds out of RJ. He is maintaining the gap decently, but I don't think well enough. The real question is he going to come out ahead of this group there of Mali downwards to Evolution and then a few seconds back to Army, Tin Can and YHYY, who's on the charge. The Sauber driver gets a run on the inside there. Tin Can almost takes it out, and I think he realises the situation and backs off pretty sensibly. Caesar, what is he going to go for here? He's driven a fantastic race up to this point. Now, what is he going to do? Is he going to stay out and go for the ultras, or is he going to pit now and put on the supers?
He does not go into the pits. He's still out. He's not losing that much time to RJ.
No, he isn't.
But he has to come out in front of Molly. Otherwise, he's just gonna lose a lot of time trying to fend off the Haas drivers.
Exactly. What could be really good for him now is if these Haas drivers go into combat, which they might well do as Evolution has managed to close the gap onto his teammate. Are they going to go for it into turn one? Very risky move in the background. Watch why breezes past Army there, continuing his run through the field. Evolution now. Let's get the best exit coming off of turn one. Is he going to send one from a long way back? He plays it sensible, plays it smart, backs off there. These guys got 22 seconds to season, so it is going to be very, very close. And of course, if Caesar doesn't come out ahead of the Haas drivers, then it's any chance of him taking the race win pretty much over at that point.
Exactly. As he starts to lose more and more time to RJ, I think his tires might just be taking their last breath after 17 laps of this Australian Grand Prix. Will he come into the pits right now? He will. So super soft it is for the Williams driver.
Into the pits he comes now. He was losing out to the two Hasses as well, crucially. So this is interesting. RJ is going to take the lead of this race. Caesar, clean pit stop from the Williams crew. Exiting the pits now. Where is he going to come out?
He will be
Mally
just in front of Molly.
Mally exiting the final corner now. He's not going to be a mile ahead for sure. In fact, they're going to be very, very close going into one Evolution. Having a little look at his teammate, but Caesar just about able to get ahead now. Is he going to be able to stay there? Good run out of turn one from Mally. He's right in the slipstream there as is Evolution. He goes aggressive down the inside, but he backs out of it last minute on the brakes. Now, Caesar, he's got a 13-second gap to RJ. He does have a 3-second penalty as well, but he is going to be flying. He only has 5-lap fresher tyres, but a compound softer. He could have an outside chance of this. It's still going to be tough, but he's managed to do what he needed to do and get out ahead of those two Hasses.
As YY is of course getting closer and will definitely try to fight for the podium on the super soft tires. He seems to be making some mistakes. Just saw on the exit before this fast chicane. As Evolution
yeah, Evolution moves on the inside. That costs them both a lot of time, not so much that YH is now shaping up a move. Silver Driver still has a chance at, well, I think he should be able to grab a podium at least, and still has a chance for a better result, because I know that Caesar has a penalty. I'm not sure about YHYY, but we're going to find out later on as the Cyberman is tucked in behind Mally, who has done a lot of defending in this race, and looks like he's going to have to do some more very soon. He has got the DRS assistance from his teammate. He runs very wide, coming out of turn one. That's an easy move for YHYY. Sweeps around his P4. He's now got... So, he's now got Evolution to chase, and Caesar just up the road there. Caesar not really catching RGW. He might have taken a lap to get himself warmed up, get himself used to these tyres, also cooling, also with the tyres warming up, but now, is he going to be able to close in there? YHYY just making mincemeat of the midfield runners. He's now sniffing a podium there from Evolution. Evolution though has driven a very solid race himself, able to maintain that P3 tin can running behind the Army there. These guys are a few seconds back, but Mally just seems to be really struggling, so he could be falling into the clutches of that pack behind.
The gap between Caesar and RJ is still the same, 13 seconds, nothing changes. And I think RJ must be feeling pretty confident right now. He knows that he is in the lead, he knows that he will win this race if he just keeps driving as he did until now. As YHYY is getting closer to Evolution.
RJ is renowned as a bit of a bottler, so hopefully he's able to keep it together. There was a pre-season race at Silverstone where he was leading, and bend it out of turn 1 and hand the race lead to some random guy. I don't know who he is, but he is in this party. That's all I'm gonna say.
All right.
But YHYY applying the pressure to Evolution. I'm actually just going to check, does YHYY have penalties? He has 2 warnings but not a penalty, so the gap between him and Caesar is just under 3 seconds crucially, so he does have a good chance of getting P2 in this race. After damage on the first lap would be a great recovery drive from the Sauber, but he does have to dispatch an Evolution very quickly there. The Haas driver just about able to maintain position going around turns 11 and 12, able to keep it clean, both of them getting very nice exits there. YHYY now tucked in the slipstream DRS, but he's not going for the move. He hangs back it down, going around into the last sector of the lap there. He's putting as much pressure on as he can. Does he have a little look on the inside? No, he does close up on the brakes though. They're coming down the straight here towards turn 1. Is this going to be his opportunity?
As you said, YHYY does have 2 warnings, and I don't think he'll manage to just miss out on a time penalty, because he is pushing. He does want to get closer and closer to that second place. And
he's going to have to go around the outside. Evolution gives him the space. These guys showing each other respect, but Evolution goes around the outside. He's able to hold on just about now. Does he get the better run there? Evolution runs wide. They're going to go side by side, going into the second sector. Very brave from YHYY. Does he hold it? Evolution holds it around the outside. They almost touch again. Great driving from the pair of them. But YHYY just about able to get in front. Is Evolution going to send it on the inside? He has a little look, but holds back. So YHYY now, he's got a task. Got 3 lap older tyres than Caesar, and he's got to close that gap to within 3 seconds. Caesar not going as quickly as I would have imagined. He's, like you said earlier, he's just maintaining that gap to RJ, so whether YHYY is going to be able to catch him, I don't know, and he is almost inside that 3 second range already.
Going back to what I was talking about, I think YHYY, if he keeps pushing, if he keeps going as fast as he has been since he's been on the super softs, I think he will get that warning, that final warning, and get himself a 3 second time penalty, because it's really difficult to go fast and not. And there you go. As I was saying, YHYY picks up the 3 second time penalty, as does RJ, as does Molly.
Can you give me the winning lottery numbers, please? Because you called that absolutely perfectly. YHYY picks up a penalty, and that's potentially ruined his chance of getting P2, because Caesar has the fresher tyres. He's going to be able to just eke that out and hold out that gap, and he is starting to catch RJ as well. I don't think RJ is pushing as hard as he can be, because he knows he should have this race won at this stage. Jaco tried to pressure Arbitrax. These guys now P6 and 7 of the McLaren driver after a spin earlier on in the race, trying to put pressure on Army, who's making a recovery drive himself there, and such a tucked in underneath the rear wing of the Ferrari. Is he going to go for it to the chicane? Be a bit of a stupid move, and he doesn't. Indeed, now on the exit, they're just about able to keep it clean now. Army still in front there. Is Jaco going to send one? No, he doesn't. He has just a little look. And these guys running nose to tail in P6 and 7, and YHYY trying all he can. But Caesar looks like he's pretty comfortable.
Jaco will have the DRS again, and I think he will manage to overtake Army quite easily. The power of the DRS is strong, as Jacob moves up to 6th.
Yeah, very easy move for the clown driver. Is Army going to go for an audacious move on the inside? He shouldn't, and he doesn't, so he hangs back. That was the closest battle on track. We've not got much going on there. Tin Can still running behind. Army's on 21 lap old soft tyres, so he is trying to take them all the way to the end of the race. So I don't think he was planning on fighting that position too hard, but he has got some cars to contend with behind him. Would be a very solid rider. Bastos puts in the fastest lap of the race, but the race really hasn't gone to plan for the Renault man. And he is going to have to reevaluate and think ahead of the next race in Mexico. So Jekyll now. He has been looking quite quick in these recent laps. He has got identical tyres to Mali, but he could still hunt him down because Mali has been struggling. We saw him make mistakes, losing out in positions. He runs wide again, so he is currently just in a bit of a rut right now. He's got to try and keep himself calm there and just hold off the chasing pack.
Old School definitely wants to overtake Tin Can on track, as he will overtake him after the penalties. Tin Can picked up his second time penalty, and he seems to be making a lot of mistakes, as Old School is gonna have the DRS.
Old School top 10, but nowhere near close enough to make a move. Obviously, these two have been locked together in combat the whole race. They've managed to stay out of trouble near enough, but still not picking up the most points, not the points that they would have wanted. But the Old School has managed to claw himself into the DRS range. So, as he said, he will pick up that position on penalties as well. But I'm sure he wants to get on track, especially with Army struggling on old softs just in front of these guys. So, Old School has the opportunity to pick up a couple more places here.
And what Old School has to think about is the fact that Coco is out of the race. So he will get more points than his main rival. Goes really carefully through that fast chicane, as we saw a lot of people make mistakes over there. More in D2 than the other two divisions combined, I think.
I'm not sure about that. There has been, well, I think every division's had its fair share of moments coming out of that chicane, of course including us too, but Old School has closed so much on Tin Can there. He's got a great run right down the straight there. Tin Can's going to get defensive, but the turn one sweeps to the inside as the Toro also going down in the turn one, and that's a nice move from him, but Tin Can's got a good exit. But Old School has the DRS to try and defend himself there as Tin Can looks up potentially to the outside there. Old School blocking the circuit nicely, able to get himself through up into P8. Now he's got his hands full trying to chase down Army up the roads.
Nothing else really happening. Again, Mali gets another penalty. YYY cannot close the gap and cannot get closer to Caesar. RJ.
Mali has... Listen, Mali has 3 time penalties and Jaco behind him only has 1, so McLaren on course to move up in that position there. It's like Evolution's starting to struggle a little bit. He is losing out to pretty much everyone else in the field in terms of pace, but he is still holding the zone out there. They're starting to stack up behind Army. Of course, he's on the oldest tyres out of all of these guys, and now got the Toro Rosso, the Red Bull, bearing down on him there. These guys all separate by a couple of seconds each, but we've still got a couple more laps and still got a couple more action-packed battles, I think, that could take place. Army trying to hold off these 2 cars behind him. Can he do it? This for Heat 7, 8 and 9, the Ferrari, the Toro Rosso and the Red Bull all closing in.
RJ is, again, driving impeccably and only has 3 laps to go to win this first race of the season. I think he knows that he must be careful if he wants to win this race. As you said, he is known for bottling on many occasions, but I think this is his day, and as I said at the beginning, he is the one that I'm very, very certain that he is going to be on the top step of the podium today. Old School getting a... Yeah, go on.
I honestly think Archie, with the pace that he showed, I think that he would be very competitive in the top division, to be honest. Obviously, he hasn't really shown that in the past, but he's really put it all together today. And I know from racing him that this guy just has incredible pace. Like when he gets it right, and this has just been an example of that. He's really just been flowing around this circuit. So see, looks like he's on for a very well-deserved win. But Army now under pressure from Old School now. The Toro Rosso is closed within a second there. Both of them running very aggressively onto the outside curve coming out of turn 2. As Old School going to send it for all the way back. He does close up on the brakes, but not quite close enough. Army beginning to struggle now. He's got the Toro Rosso all over him. These guys think for P7. Who's going to come out on top?
I'm rooting for Old School. On the fresher tires, he does have this this thirst of getting as many points as he can. Does Army have any penalties?
I will have a look there, so you can just carry on looking over that battle. And wow, Army. 0 penalties, but more impressively, he has no warnings whatsoever. So he's driven an exceptionally clean race, but he has got a lot of pressure in Old School, who again gets feisty on the brakes. But yeah, Army currently sitting on not a single warning. That is really impressive. But he runs wide and he throws it away. I was just complimenting him. Commentator's cursed. He goes back and he spins it. Yeah, he's pushed his tires too far, and he's all over the place there, losing time. It was a brave strategy, but it just hasn't quite worked out for him. He's still going to grab points, but yeah, that's disappointing for Army.
I think he might just come out in front of Bastos, and he will come out in front of Bastos.
Well, the good thing is that he can have a crack of getting the fastest lap in the race now, so he does have that going for him. I believe Bastos does have the fastest lap in the race. He's not even a mile ahead of the Renault, you know. These guys could be pretty close. Looks like Army is going to come out ahead, but the Renault certainly not far behind. As so Army out of the pits nicely. He's going to be charging there, trying to grab that fastest lap, I think, just for a bit of pride, you can say.
Yeah, you could always find something to do, even if your race didn't go as planned. You could still go for the fastest lap. That's what I used to do last season. And it's fun, to be honest. I know it's fun to go for that sort of stuff, as the Haas drivers are really gonna put up a fight in this last lap of the Australian Grand Prix. Mali just 9/10 behind his teammate. Of course, Mali does have a lot of penalties, but he might just be able to finish 4th on track.
Yeah, Evolution doesn't have a single penalty, so I think that he is pretty safe there. I don't imagine he's pushing as hard as he could be either. Behind them, J. Cole and Old School both in no man's land at this point, having managed to come out of their respective battles there in pretty good stead. But Malik, even though he is beginning to close down his teammate, he could find himself finishing in P6 with the penalties he has. But RJ is just navigating the chicane for the final time. Don't spin it. He's managed to get through it. I think he's now home and dry.
I think he is. There's no way that he can mess it up right now. So let's just go on board with RJ. We are looking at the winner of the first Division 2 race of League of Europe. RJDW wins the Australian Grand Prix, brings home 25 points for the Red Bulls. What a great
Yeah, great drive. Caesar able to come home in P2 with YHYY behind him. Less than 3 seconds, YHYY will be kicking himself for the penalty. Evolution will hold on to P4 out of Bali, but the penalties will tick on. Jitko does get P5 in the end because of the penalties. Old School exits the final corner. He has dropped back quite considerably from this guy, so I don't imagine he's going to be able to move up. He only finishes 3 seconds off of Bali in the end. Tin Can behind him. He also picked up a lot of penalties. And now we're watching Army in his attempt to try and grab the fastest lap.
Only the final corner to go. Will he get the fastest lap? Used all of his ERS, and he does get the fastest lap of the race. Now Bastos crosses the finish line. So congratulations to our podium finish.